Yeah.
I'm 7 years in now. I need to be a tone setter. I need to be a leader. This is what I need to do. This is what I want to do. This is who I want to be. I want to be that guy. So I'm ready to embrace it.
I'd like Denard and what he's preaching.
I love what he's preaching. He's a guy that's played, so he understands it. He's super smart, super aware of what's going on. You got to appreciate a coach like that.
You know Arden before you got here, and what you thought about him, and what you thought about Femi and some of the young guys?
Well, Arden, you know, talent knows talent across the league. So it's one of those things where we didn't know each other, but we knew about each other for a while, and I think him and I are connecting really well. And Femi's proving himself every day. I love his eagerness. I love how he's willing to learn and get better every day. He's always on us the hardest, and we're going to be on his ass every day.
And I know you're all about physicality and setting a tone and things like that. Yeah. How can you reshape what this defense looks like?
You know, by being physical as F. You know, every day bringing it, striking, taking off, getting to a guy's chest, let him know who wants to win.
What'd you do to get ready for camp, and how's it feeling on you?
I feel good. I mean, eating a lot cleaner. You know, I feel like, cliche, but it's the truth. Working on my speed, working on my explosiveness.
Experience. You know, he's a great guy. He's a great vet, and just having him out there, man, is one step easier. I know I got two guys in the back of me that's played this game for a long time, that knows this game and that got a lot of experience in it. So, anything they tell me, I trust their word. So, just to have him back there, man, it's great, man. It's a step easier for me. Great competition. That's my guy, man. I love him, man. That's QB1, man. He a dog, and he bring a lot of energy to this team with just, that confidence of having that swagger to go back and forth with you and to talk that trash talk. So, man, I think, it brings an extra edge to our team. And, it just make you want to come out here every day, man, and just practice against him. It just make practice more fun. And, it just be more excitement out here, man, just to trash talk each other. But we know that we all getting better at the end of the day, and we all on the same page, all trying to achieve one goal, and that's to win. So, man, if that's what it's going to take for us to get on each other, accept the criticism, and for us to keep moving in the right direction, then we're going to trash talk each other every time we can. But, man, it's great energy, man, and I love him from that, man. It keep me going, keep me on top of my game to know that he looking at me every play he's coming. So that it just made me be on top of my game.
So me and Van, I done hung out with Van a lot this offseason too, and just being able to be a second-year guy, helping out Alec and Chim and Strepo, just helping those guys out too, man. That's another step I got to take into that role too.
Being that second-year guy, how much more comfortable are you this year?
I wouldn't say I'm more comfortable. I just say I'm more in tune with what's going on in the playbook and stuff like that. I don't want to ever get comfortable because, at the end of the day, this is a business, So I'm just able to understand, like, the playbook, the ins and outs and stuff like that. I still got a lot of room to go, you know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect, but I'm striving towards it be.
What was your focus for special teams? You said you worked with Calvin a lot. What was your focus?
Just being an ultimate pro, getting into a routine every week, every day, being able to take the next step as a receiver, and obviously contribute on special teams a lot too. I really enjoy playing gunner, so that's a big thing for me. A lot of guys don't really want to play special teams. They want to, contribute on defense or contribute on offense. But I actually love playing special teams and I enjoy it. So just taking that next step as a gunner, being probably one of the more profound gunners in the NFL, and then just doing my part on offense, man. Whenever that's my name's called, just made a play.
Beyond gunner, did you have it last year, either in a practice or a game where, being an undrafted guy, you come in and you say, I belong, I can play at this level?
I always think that, man. I always think I'm able to play at the next level. Even in college, man, I had opportunities to go play in the Power 5 level. I didn't really care about all that, man. I know I'm able to play with these guys, man. At the end of the day, it's football. People it's just, it's X's and O's, Jimmys and Joes. It's not really too many nuances to it.
Beyond gunner, you have a spot on all four special teams?
Do I? I don't have no spot right now. I'm trying to. I don't know the depth chart.
Did you?
Did I? Last year? I was a starting gunner at the end of the year. I played a little punt return. Obviously, I started the last game of the season at the kick returner. So I don't know, man. This is a new year. Can't worry about last year. That's in the books, man. We worry about this year. So.
Are you capable of playing on all four special teams?
I'm here. That's all I got to say. I'm very capable if I'm here. So.
Does the offense need to be better than it was today?
Repeat that?
Does the offense need to be better than it was today?
Oh, we're constantly getting better, man. You can't really, you're not going to be perfect every day, man. We just constantly get better every day. We'll go watch the film and correct the things that need to be corrected.
But we'll look at it. I think there's always going to be places to improve on. This is a little bit still like soccer practice here without pads on. So we're doing the best we can, and they're throwing a lot at us. So just got to attack the tape and try to get better from it. And flush today if it was a bad day, and flush it if it was a good day. Just keep moving on.
Watching Dan next to you, something. It looks like you got a pretty athletic, maybe a little more nimble-toed partner this year.
Yeah, Dan's definitely a great athlete. Definitely a prototypical, tackle build. I would say JC was a great athlete too. I'm not going to compare those two. Different body types, but yeah, a little bit. But I'm not sure it makes too much of a difference. The job is the same, and my job is the same. So I'm just trying to build that rapport there, and not really concerned too much about the skill, technique differences, whatever.
Any specific focus for you heading into now year 3?
I think it's just overall consistency. I think I know how to attack and do a good job in pretty much everything we have in our playbook and our technique playbook. It's just being consistent with that and kind of mastering those. Just a few too many ups and downs for me last year, so it's trying to hone on some of those weak points and just being consistent across the board.
The challenge is that in this league where every week you have to be at the exact same level.
Yeah, that is the name of the game, especially at offensive line, because you could be consistent a whole game and have one bad snap and then you look horrible. So that is the challenge. You've got to be able to work hard and have the right mindset, I think, and to flush kind of the bad things and keep moving on, because the next team doesn't care how bad he did last week or how good he did. So that's the challenge, and it's going to be attacking every day at practice and every opportunity we get.
You're talking about challenges. So, like, for Cam, for instance, being consistent. So, like, he throws a pick to Coach Barton. What's he like immediately after the next play?
I have not really seen too much up and down from him, which I think is a great thing. I think it's such a give and take with the game now in terms of, other teams are good too. They get paid and they're gonna get their opportunities and they're gonna have their plays. I've seen him stay pretty level, which I think is a great thing. You don't necessarily want a guy who's going to go super high and super low and kind of react to the ups and downs of the game. I think he stayed level, stayed composed, and that's a trait of a good quarterback.
I don't care where he puts me at. I just want to help the team win and do my job and do my best to, get us to where we want to be at.
You think that was a pick or a fump or a catch takeaway?
Oh, no, it was a pick. That's what's going to come down as a pick, but I did take it away, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how much, again, you touched on it, just how much fun to be playing football again and be out here competing?
It's a blessing. It's been so long. I was just telling her it's been since September, and, those days were really hard. I'm watching football. My whole life is surrounded by football, so, when I'm not able to actually do it, it's hard. But, I think that's what made me stronger, and it's going to make me play even much better and have a much stronger mentality when I'm out here.
There's another play, I think you and Mason went to the ground. I mean, what you're all about, being physical and making sure they know you're out there?
Yeah, I think that was a mix-up one. Me and Mason did have a little something. We didn't go to the ground on that one. But, yeah, I talked to Mason afterwards, and that's the kind of stuff I love. I told him I was like, I love that. That's that competition, and, it's no hard feelings. But every time we're out here, we're going to compete with each other just like we're in the game. And, that's how we become the best team and what we want to be, the best team in the NFL. And that's what we have to do with that competitive nature.
You got plenty of time to get yourself. It'll be my last one. You got plenty of time to get yourself ready to go for week 1. I know you had to be patient and wait to get healthy. The runway long enough for you to be feeling good week 1?
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't like to look too far ahead, but focusing on right now, just from yesterday to today, I feel much better, and I'm going to be with my feet at every day, and that's honestly it's been feeling great, and I can see myself each day getting better and better, and that's the main thing. And as long as I'm getting better each day, that's all that matters for me.
Can you take us through that interception play? Just what is the instinct? Did you see the ball, or were you just kind of?
Yeah, on that one I was really reading off the quarterback's shoulders, and then I checked it. I looked to the receiver, seen him, and then it was right there. I was kind of hesitant on collisioning with my guy with no pads on, but seen the ball available and decided to take it.
Is that a thing that you have done before? If the ball's still in somebody's hands and you try to take it out, or was that just?
Yeah, I mean that's a natural instinct. If the ball is available, we want to go get it, and that's what I want to do. Want to create players on the ball, and that's what we want to do to create turnovers for our offense.
Kevin, Coach Callahan talked about you being here over the summer and the work that you put in to get to this point. Can you describe what that work was like and just the challenge involved?
Yeah, it was a very slow process. With the injury, I wasn't able to get out there and do drills. I wasn't able to do these certain things. It was pretty much all off the iPad, the film, the plays, and that's controlling what I can control. And I easily could have been like, man, I can't do nothing. I'm gonna just go back home, enjoy my time, try to figure out. But I was, I want to stay here, get used to the building, get used to, how to understand the plays, get used to how to be, being a pro. And that's what I did. And I feel like that's what's putting me in a position now, to where I'm able to, come right in and get along with the guys.
Clearly, you're a competitor and a physical player. How much did that test Kevin Winston Jr.'s patience?
it tested it a lot. You know, I'm big on, I'm always trying to get better, trying to, what's the next thing? Sorry about that. Trying to improve, get to that, being out on that field. I've never had a big injury that held me out for this long. And, this happening, I looked at it as a blessing in disguise. This is something that, happened in a certain time that, was unfortunate, but it's going to be something that makes me stronger in the long run. And I'm blessed to be back, and that's the big thing.
I think it's unique. It's different. I think for me, you start getting to the point where, you're like, all right, how many more years, will the league let me play? How many more years do I want to play? And you get to this point of where you're like, how great can I really be? Because when you're done playing this game, you'll never play this game again. You'll only be able to watch it on TV. You'll only be able to watch people that you may have played against or people that you may have known continue to play the game. But the day that you decide to walk away, you'll never be able to step on the field again. So my biggest focus is being able to be the best that I can every single day, asking myself, like, bro, how great can you really be? So when I'm done at some point, and I'm not saying that's going to be anytime soon, I'm just saying that's my mental approach is I want to see how great I could take this game. So when I look back at it one day when I'm done, I could smile and say I left it all out there.
So many new guys here.
I appreciate it.
So many new guys here. Bryce Oliver is kind of maybe
Yeah.
being overlooked. What are your early impressions of him?
Man, I think he's done a great job. I mean, even when we were in minicamp, I know you guys seen it, he had like 3 touchdowns. And that was a great way to be able to go out before we start training camp. And I know that the receiver room is really deep. And the biggest thing that you can do is just be able to focus on yourself, be able to come out here, play your game, because it's the coach's job to be able to put you exactly where you're supposed to be to help this team. So it's really just about minimizing all the distractions and just going out there and just letting your game speak for yourself.
Those guys, the quarterbacks, are in the quarterback room grading their throws.
Yeah.
And debating, is that a B ball or a ball?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's actually best for you, like the best catch is probably the D ball, right? Like
Well,
it's inverted for the receivers?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's a different type of mindset because, for instance, I think I've heard before when Steph Curry would shoot, he would look at it as if it hit the rim, it was a miss, even if it went in. And so hitting the net was a make. And so when you look at it in a different way, it's like, even if you catch the ball, it's like, oh, if I caught it with my body, that's a drop. Or if I didn't catch it clean, that's a drop. And so with the quarterbacks, it's like, if I didn't get the ball where it needed to be on his outside shoulder or leading them, then I don't see it as a great pass. I think that's a different way to be able to maximize like every part of being able to play this game, because you can't just look at it like, oh, I threw the ball and that was a completion. So I think they're being very, very intentional just in their approach. And it's kind of fun. It's kind of unique because, I've been around coaches where, their main focus is always defense. And so with Callie, learning different things because he's been in the game for so long. He's been around great guys like Peyton Manning and, he's been a part of other offenses, even in Cincy. And so being able to kind of like hear his lingo, understand his mindset of how he thinks about the game, I think it helps me out a lot, especially just coming here and being able to still be open to learning new things so I could be able to grow as a player. I think everybody should at least get a chance to be able to meet different coaches and meet different people in the organizations, because I do think it helps in the long run when you look at when you're done. You have different connections and you have different relationships with fans and the cities and stuff. Obviously, everybody, your goal is to try to play with one team, but I think it's awesome to be able to come here, have a different fan base, meet people. It's been super welcoming. And I ain't gonna lie, I like Nashville a lot.